Hello, I'm Lyle Tietjen, Landmark Hebron. We're going to go over some engine adjustments and maintenance points while we're up here in the engine compartment. Okay, we're going to check the couple grease points and maintenance points on the rotor gear case. We got a dipstick tube. I don't know if you can get down in there and see there's a little cap down inside of this. There's a plug down inside of this gear case. Loosen that, pull that dipstick, and check the oil level in there. And then there's also a grease zerk on the rotor sheave. Make sure you grease that. Give it a couple shots every day, but don't over grease it or you'll cause yourself problems with grease getting on the belt, slipping the belt. Okay, while you're up here every day in your engine compartment checking your engine oil level, make sure you grab your air hose off your service truck and blow off the trash and debris that's collected inside the engine compartment to reduce your risk of fire. Engine oil level, you got this yellow cap here. Unscrew that dipstick. Check your level there. Engine oil filter, we recommend changing that at 100 hours, initial break-in period, and then change that every 500 hours when you're using John Deere Plus 1540 engine oil. Fuel filters here beside it, same thing there. Change them at 100 hours on new machines, and then every year after that, make sure you replace those. Engine gear case, dipstick, oil level checkpoint. Down here, that is filled with John Deere High Guard. We have our hydraulic oil level tank. Check this with the feeder house down, and the level should be inside the sight glass here. If it's not, fill it with John Deere High Guard. Okay, the hydraulic oil filter is inside this reservoir right here on and below this cap. Change that every 400 hours. Engine air filters inside of here. Replace them every year. Do not clean them unless you got the light comes on inside the cab. Otherwise, make sure to not touch them, but replace them every year. Okay, as you come up the ladder to service the engine, you notice you got your fire extinguisher here. Make sure to check that daily. That's an air pressurized fire extinguisher. Make sure you're in the safe range on the gauge. If not, make sure you recharge that daily. It's very important. Diesel exhaust tank is located right here. Blue cap. When you're up in the engine compartment with your air hose, make sure you blow off the cap. Before you open it, try to keep the debris from getting in there. Use John Deere diesel exhaust fluid, available in 2-gallon containers or bulk from our location. Engine water coolant is inside of this shields and stuff here. If you look through this oval opening, you can see the level. Check minimum, maximum. If you're below minimum, fill it with John Deere Cool Guard 2 50-50 mix. Okay, a couple adjustments up in the engine compartment. You got rotary screen drive belt. You've got engine fan drive belt, and you also have alternator and air compressor drive belt down there. They're all on an automatic tensioner, but you want to make sure that the belts are tight before you start out today. Make sure there's no tears or anything like that on them belts, cause you a problem. A couple of the maintenance points we need to point out too. You got your rotary screen here. You have a brush on here. Make sure your brush is adjusted close to the screen to keep the fine debris from building up on the screen. Rotary screen belt there, which also has a tensioner on it. Make sure the bearings and stuff are tight and good. We want to make sure while we're up here blowing off the engine compartment that we take an air hose to your condenser and radiator fans and stuff like that. Make sure you get all the debris cleared off of those. A few maintenance points and adjustments on the grain tank. You got the loading auger gearbox inside of here. It has a dipstick oil level on it. Fill that with 80-90 gear oil. Make sure that the impact plate is clean, no debris is built up on it, and it's not wore out. You'll notice on some of these machines when you're up in the grain tank, they got these 3 little pads. These are your active yield pads. Try to avoid stepping on those when you're up in the grain tank and doing your maintenance. Your auger covers, You can adjust those. There's pins on each end. Adjust the height of that to control the flow into the vertical and low auger. You'll adjust those for small grain and large grain. Okay, we also have our bin level sensors. The light goes off in the cab indicating the level of the grain tank. We got a 3/4 one here. We got a full one over here, and they can be adjusted by these bolt holes on this side of the bracket here. A third one can be added to the other side of the machine to make sure you don't overflow over here too.